what's up, guys? Oh man, I saw you guys doing some online polls. Who needs a buff? Who needs a nerf? Who needs a buff? I didn't make these polls, guys. I'm just gonna comment my thoughts on the 5 monsters that you guys think need a buff the most badly in Summoner's War. Half of this list is just based on one other monster, right? Half this list is only broken and only needs a buff because one monster broke it. Because one monster broke it. One monster. One monster. Okay, guys, Jubago, stop it. Stop. Just get to the list, all right? Stop yapping and start yapping. Okay, let's go over the first. I promise I did not have anything to do with this list. I did not make it up. Some of the stuff I have is on this list, so some of you might think that I made it up. I did not. I had nothing to do with this. I'm just going on the monsters that you guys think need buffs. The first one is Brandia. All right, I was super happy to get Brandia, but at the time I was like, I don't have a whole lot of net 5s. I'm very happy to get Brandia. Let's see what she does. She's got the HP leader skill for Arena. Only Arena though. Essence Explosion attacks the enemy to inflict damage, weaken defense for 2 turns here. 2-turn weaken defense, not a bad first skill. Now we have an AoE shield and attack power break here. I think this is actually not a bad. She's got pretty good base speed too. Pretty good base speed. I think her base stats are good. We have an AoE shield and AoE attack power break, which means that your enemies, it's gonna be hard for your enemies to kill you. I mean, as long as she's tanky, right? As long as you build, if you did build her tanky, it's gonna be really hard to kill her, right? She's got that. I thought when I first got her, when I first got her, I wanted to do a speed leader and have her on Swift. It didn't work the way I wanted it to, but I thought it'd be nice to do like, oh, you're gonna double Lucian me. We'll have a speed leader, have her on Swift. She's gonna Aura of Dawn. She's gonna put like their double Lucian team. She's gonna attack break all their Lucians and then shield herself. I thought it was cool. I mean, Tiana's kind of a counter to that. Tiana's like, I'll take your shield off, and I'll take my attack break off too. So Tiana's kind of a counter to that, but I thought that would be a fun thing to do for Arena defense. It did not work, guys. If you couldn't tell already, it did not work like I wanted it to. We have this Touch of Mercy, attacks the enemy with an attack where the damage is increased by 30% for each harmful effect of the enemy, puts the enemy to sleep for 2 turns after the attack. I think the biggest problem, so this is a single target skill, right? Does big damage. I think the biggest problem with this, also the biggest problem with some of the other monsters on the list is single target. So you take this, you compare her with her sister, Alicia, double AoEs, right? Because this one doesn't do any damage. So we have double AoE, damage proportion to the enemy's attack speed, and then this AoE attacks within ice pillars, gains another turn instantly if the enemy dies. So it's like basically, as long as she can kill one thing, she gets another. It's a double AoE at the same time. It's like you put her on Rage and she's got like a set of violence built in, which is crazy. And then of course she's gonna kill something with a 44% attack leader. You take her and then we have Tiana, which is basically one of the most OP arena skills in the game. Removes all harmful and beneficial effects of all allies and enemies, increases the attack bar of all allies by 30%, and it can't be resisted. This is a Bernard plus a Chiru plus, like not Annabelle. Kind of like Annabelle without the heal. All at the same time, right? Like a Wind Penguin. All at the same time. Kind of. So you take that and you take Alicia, which are crazy thirds, like crazy for Arena. And then you put her in, you're like, okay, she's got an Arena leader skill, which means we want her to be used in Arena, but we have a single target damage dealing skill, and then we have this that doesn't do any. She's an attack monster. Let's put an attack, a second skill, that is a support skill that does not attack. It's a support skill on an attacker, not a support monster. I don't think it's a horrible skill. I think it's not an attacker, but she's an attacker. But it's not an attack skill. And then you take her in next to two super OP arena monsters, and you're saying, use her in arena because we have a leader skill for her in arena. But by the way, she's not a good arena monster. So one of the places that I use her in Rift of Worlds. She's actually pretty good in Rift of Worlds. She's got a defense break for the first skill, which is great. And then she's got huge damage for the third skill. I think Brandi and Rift of Worlds, Raids, she's a really great monster, right? She's a really great monster for that. But what the hell with this harm? I'm glad they took that, because she used to remove the enemy's harmful effects, and I was like, wow, that sucks. That sucks. But this is, I mean, this is big damage. This is really nice if you're going up against like a tanky monsters, like maybe you got her on like a hybrid Brandia, and you're going up against like a multi, like just a bunch of tanky monsters. You defense break, and then you just nuke, and you're like, whatever, man. F you, Eladriel, I don't want to deal with your nonsense. But we're really not in that meta anymore of the stall defense, like the stall, because we had like a bunch of stall wind defenses back in the day. But now so many people have Zyros that really no one's running, because they used to be like Eladriel and Brian, and like you could have multiple revivers, and then like, oh, you wouldn't get hit too much on rush hour. This is a long time ago, guys. It's a long time ago. So we're just, it's a different time in the meta, and she's got two amazing sisters. She pales in comparison to those, especially because like this one's support, but it has damage on this skill, right? And then this one's attack, of course. She's got all 3 attack skills. This one's got a support skill for here. I think that you could easily make Brandia really great. The only thing is this leader skill. I think if you had, instead of this HP leader skill, speed in either global or an arena speed leader skill would make her very, very strong. Would make her, then she would not be, then it would not matter if she's a single target monster, right? Because Ciara is a single target monster. She does a single target bomb, but she also, and then she has a support skill where she blows up all the bombs, right? But she's got that speed leader. So if you pair her with Orion, then forget about it. Orion's gonna go first, gonna strip something, she's gonna bomb it. I think if you made Brandia like that, if you just, with a speed leader, that would make her actually viable. You could pair, I mean, even if it's just the guild battles, you would see her everywhere in guild battles if she had like a 33% guild battle speed leader. Oh my god, can we not have, what the fudging ads?
For SoundCloud Go.
Why?
Start your free 30-day
Why
trial
ads?
today.
Oh my god, F you ads. This is the first time I'm using SoundCloud for the music. Guys, sorry about that. It's also on the, you can see what music is playing on the bottom left-hand corner. But maybe that just means Jubei will talk faster. But definitely, I mean, if 33% is a little ridiculous, right? 24% would be, you would still see her everywhere. She would be used all the time. Speed leader, single target damage dealer, she would be great in guild battles. Amazing. She would be good in even arena defense. Fire monster, and she has a speed leader. You can stick her with Orion. Bam, bam, bam. You take one monster out right away. Still makes a challenging battle. That's the only that's if she had a speed leader, you would see her, she would actually be viable. That's the only thing I think needs to be changed. I mean, you could actually give her like an AoE. I think the AoE is, she's a single target damage dealer. And she's used in raids, because you can't really use her in PvP too much. You can, but compared to the other ones, she's way less useful in PvP. Right? But then you look at her versus Tiana in raids. Brandi's much better. She's great in raids, right? Great in Rift of Worlds, against the Rift, some of the Rift beasts, but not for arena. But she's got the arena leader skill, and then this puts to sleep. But if you're using the raids, you don't need to put them to sleep. Why? Why? So I think she needs to be tweaked. I don't think she needs to be like super buffed. I think if you change the leader skill to speed, I think she'd be very viable. I think she'd be, that's really the only change, because that would actually make her really good. So I don't think she needs a big rework. I think just that speed leader would make her like actually being used. Okay, that's the first one. That's the first one. Again, guys, this is your list, not mine. Second one, because we're going to the second one, is a monster that I have to. I promise, guys, I did not make this list. I'm just going by what you guys said. And I know you've probably seen a lot of them in the comments below, like, oh, blah, 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 this monster needs to be buffed, that monster needs to be buffed. Shihao, okay. Shihao's he's got the leader skill global, everywhere attack power, evaluate monster by 33%. Monkey Wand attacks with the Monkey Wand stuns for 1 turn with a 35% chance. Which is nice, I like this first skill. All or nothing attacks and decreases attack gauge by 30% with a 75% chance. I believe this goes up to 100% after it's maxed. I think so. I have him, I just forgot. But I think it does. And then we have this, you guys seem to not like this skill. You guys seem to not like this skill. It's an AoE second skill that decreases attack gauge. You could use it for anyone. I use this all the time. Then we have Alter Ego attack. Summons an Alter Ego that attacks the enemy 4 times, granting you invincibility, and if it gets through more critical hits, skill cooldown will be decreased by 1 turn. So guys, I use him, he's got all attack skills. He's an attack-based monster. Great base speed. I use him in Guardian arena battles. I use Vanessa, Orion, Chasun, Shihao against double fire, double water teams. Because there's a lot of, in high level arena, there's a lot of double fire, double water comps, and I like to use him against those comps because I'm not gonna take Zyros into a whole bunch of damn, you know, double fire, double water. I'm like, the water ones are gonna resist, right? Water ones are gonna resist. And then I'm not gonna take Lucian because it's multiple fire monsters. I'm like, I don't know. So with this, I focus on one monster at a time. I got Chasun. She can handle getting attacked by like a Rakan or Perna or whatever, and not really too worried about it. And he can nuke down so much, right? If we need to go up against the Juno, this does damage and it doesn't do any harmful effects. This will decrease attack gauge as well. And then we have the 1 stun, right? We have 1 stun, uno stunamundo, telemundo. Anyway, I don't think he needs a buff, guys. I know I say damn you water monkey all the time. I know, it's the water monkey layout. I don't think he needs a buff. I use him in, you can't put him in defense. He's a horrible defense monster. I think maybe that might be one of the reasons he's getting the hate. And I know some of you guys are like, well, there's 2 stars that have the same second skill. Yeah, but they don't have the 3rd skill. They don't have the 1st skill. They don't have the leader skill. It's 1 skill. Yeah, there's also monsters that have a stun on the 1st skill. Does that mean every stun needs to be upgraded to like AoE stun with attack gauge reduction for the 1st skill just because another monster has a stun on the 1st skill? I don't agree with that. So I don't think he's bad at all. I use him all the time. I use him probably every single day. I say damn you water monkey, but I really do not think that he needs a buff. I think he's a good monster for what he's there for. He's there, I don't put him in defense. He's an awful defense monster. He's not there for defense. That's not his job, alright? He is a monster. He's supposed to be used in offense for guild battles and for arena in certain situations, and I think he's great for what he does. I don't think he needs a buff. I think he's got good base speed. I think he's got a good skill set. I think for what I use him for, he works perfectly. Maybe you're not at the same place in arena. Maybe you don't fight the same battles in guild battles, or maybe you don't have the right monsters to pair him with to make a fine pairing, like a fine wine and cheese pairing. But cheese and monkey pairing. But I think Shihao's great. I don't think he needs a buff. That's gonna be my only monster on this list that I don't. Spoiler! It's gonna be my only monster on this list that I don't see. That I really don't. I don't think he's bad, guys. I don't know. I think you want AoE 3rd skill. Not every monster needs an AoE 3rd skill, right? Not every NAT 5 needs an AoE. So I don't think he's bad. At all. Sorry, not sorry. I have him, I use him. I've never thought like, ooh, I want to trade him in for something. If I traded him in, I'd be like, man, now I need a monster to do what he does again. What the hell? Now I gotta find another monster. I think maybe one of the things is, the people that don't like him are maybe the people that have Theomars. I think that could be, that's one of my theories for why people are saying he needs a buff. They're like, oh, he doesn't have an AoE. Like, yeah, maybe you have Theomars. If I had Theomars, I'd probably use him less. But I don't have a Theomars. So, for all you damn Theomars users, just be lucky you have a Theomars, and not like me, who does not have a Theomars. I'm perfectly happy with Shihao, man. He's my Theomars alternative. Alright, 3rd monster. Oh, it's a light dark monster. These last 3 are actually just thrown out of whack by one monster. One monster ruined it for everyone, right? More than half the list is just one monster made everything else need to be rebalanced. Alright, so we got Nyx, the dark one, the dark fairy king. We have this leader skill, increases resistance to ally monsters in the arena by 55%. Great resistance leader skill, right? We have 55% is great, but he's only for arena. He's got nice base HP. He's a support monster. Okay, we have Serenity, attacks 2 times and removes a beneficial effect with a 30% chance on each strike. And then we have Overwhelm here, attacks all enemies, increases cooldowns. Same as Samoth, baby, same as Samoth. And then we have, what else do we have? We have this, Discernment passive, increases maximum skill cooldown of all enemies by 1 turn. With the power of a piercing gaze, will not affect boss type monsters and cannot be stacked up. So, if we look at him compared to an easier, not really easy monster to get, but if we look at him compared to a less rare monster, Samoth, the leader skill, speed is already better, right? Just without the third skills taken into account, the speed leader is already better. Then we have this, because resistance is already broken. Accuracy and resistance is already broken. Maybe he would be stronger just if Comtos fixed the accuracy and resistance, which I don't know that they ever plan on doing, because it's not working the way it's supposed to. I'm not the only one that thinks that, guys. I'm not the only one that thinks that. You talk to anyone that has played this game for a long time, and, well, maybe not anyone. I can't think of anyone that's like, no, it's working perfectly the way it should be. No, I can't think of. No, I know you're gonna troll me. I know you're gonna troll me. Jamaica, I think its accuracy and resistance is working perfectly. No, you're like, man, that's just broken. That's broken. But they do that. I think they do that because there's business reasons that I think they do that to frustrate people. But anyway, like that challenge of just bad RNG being the challenge instead of improving AI, right? Because you could improve AI, but that costs too much money. That's one of the reasons. Honestly, that's one of the reasons that I think they do that. And then you have the Rageful Return passive. We're looking at Samoth because we're trying to compare them one to each other. Comes back from the dead, revives himself, and then craps out a ton of damage. Also on Nemesis, this is super crazy because he gets 2 AoE nukes. 2 AoE nukes. Oh god. Oh god. And then this guy, he's a dark one, he's more rare. His leader skill isn't as good. And then his third skill isn't as good. But he's more rare. So he's harder to get and not as good as the water one. That's what I think. Samoth is just too good. Samoth is too good, and he makes this guy, compared to Samoth, it makes him less powerful. He's just not as good because you have to compare him to his brother, his water brother, that's easier to get and not as good. I mean, and much better and super OP, which makes him look stupid. You look stupid, Nyx. You look stupid. You look like Stevie Nicks. No, I'm just kidding. He actually doesn't look stupid. He looks like a really cool monster, right? He looks really cool, but next to Samoth, he's just not as good. He's not as good. All right, and which brings us to the fourth one. Oh, we don't have to go very far. Daphnis. All right, so Daphnis should not be as strong as Nyx. Can we agree on that? I actually think Ganymede is pretty good. Ganymede is really, really strong. He wasn't as strong before, but he's really, really strong now. With this the last update that they gave to Ganymede was crazy good. I mean, he's a Jameer. He's a strip with the first skill, single target strip. He's a Jameer, single target Jameer, right? The Wind Dragon. And then he's a Varad, half Varad, and half Zyros in here, Zyros. So he's 3 dragons in one. Ganymede is very, very strong. He's got great base speed too. It's amazing. Ganymede's so OP. I have him on my channel. I gotta say, he's damn OP. But Daphnis, you gotta compare to his brothers. He's got this the same first and second skills, Overwhelm as well. So you compare him to Nyx and Samoth, because those are the closest monsters to him. He's got this Hellfire, decreases the HP of yourself and the enemy target by 30% each, and then decreases HP by 15% if it's a boss, inflicts great damage, and creates a shield that's 30% of the inflicted damage for 3 turns afterwards. So he does big damage, single target damage, and it's a shield. He's also got this crit rate leader skill here. 33% crit rate leader skill. Alright, so we look at just the leader skills. Crit rate, speed. Speed is definitely better. Third skills. First, he's weaker in both element advantage right now. In high level arena anyway. I wanna say in like low level arena when you're still going up against Lucians, then because high level it changes, right? In low level when you're still going against Lucians, you're like, he's an attack monster though. He's an attack monster, but he has a single target attack skill. He's for arena. Single target attack skill. Guys, I think one of the big things that we're seeing here is the monsters that need a buff, that people are, that the community is like, we need a buff on this monster. Single target damage dealers. First off, okay, so it's a single target damage dealer. Big damage, right? But it also, he's like, yeah, instead of reviving myself and nuking, and then with Nemesis nuking twice, I'm going to not have as good of a leader skill. Only do single target damage, but also do damage to myself in the process. It's good damage, but decreases his own HP. Decreases HP for yourself. It's a single target. It's a single target. Why are we decreasing our own HP to do damage to one monster? And this skill needs to be reworked. I think this needs to be worked. I know I have Brandi. I should be like, Brandi needs a buff first. I think Daphnis, his third skill is still not working. I don't know why it's still so weak. But it's so much worse than Samoth. It's so, like, look at them next to each other. Look! It doesn't make sense. He's so underpowered. The third skill, I mean, the first and second skills are great. The leader skill is even fine. Okay, not everyone can have a speed leader, 33%. But this third skill, oh my god. There's another one. You put speed on him, and he becomes good now. You put speed on him, then it's like, okay, we can nuke something then. We can put speed on him, we can pair him with Orion, we can nuke something. It's a single target, but at least we have that speed advantage. It's another speed dilemma, right? If you put speed on it, it's good. The crit rate is nice, but it's like you should take this into Arena, but it's a single target skill, so which means you kind of want to take it into Guild Wars, you kind of want to take it into like, into raids. You really can't do anything with the Rift Beasts with this though. You could do the fire one. It's an AoE, right? AoE. And then the boss. I really haven't played around with this too much against bosses. So I guess we would have to try and play around with it some more. But this is only Arena, so we can't use this leader skill even, because it's only an Arena. Again, I don't know, man, because this would be fun single target big damage. I mean, either make him, because he's not built for Arena right now. Why is it getting choppy and laggy? Why are you choppy laggy? He's not built for Arena, so either make him for Arena or make him for raids. Right now, I think the mindset is confused as to where he should be used. You want to make him good for raids? Make him good for raids. You want to make him good for Arena? Make him good for Arena. You want to make him good for guild battles? Make him good for guild battles. But he's kind of like, I don't know. It's like, hey, I don't know where I want to go. That is how you sound, Daphnis. That is exactly how you would sound. I don't know. Maybe we get some paninis. He's the Fairy King. What do you expect him to sound like? All right, guys, that's number 4. Number 5. This is not in any order. This is not in any order. Inosawan. Boom. Guys, this is the Samoth Dilemma. Guys, Samoth Dilemma. Samoth is so overpowered. Samoth is so strong that 3 of these monsters on this 5 monsters that need a buff list are just there because Samoth is Samoth. That's it. So Vanessa was good. Vanessa was good because she had the best Arena speed leader in the game, aside from Trinity. Trinity is just better than Vanessa, but Trinity should be better than Vanessa. Better than Vanessa because Trinity is a light dark monster, right? Light dark Nat 5 has got AoE, so there you go. Should be stronger. Big damage, AoE, leader skill, same leader skill. So she should be better than Vanessa. But you take Vanessa. I mean, Vanessa, I think people have been saying for a while that she needs, like, she really doesn't have a good heal. She really doesn't have a good, and I agree with them, right? I agree with them. People are saying like she doesn't have a good heal. She doesn't. I mean, not heal, revive. She's got a crap revive. She's got a crap revive. There's 4 stars. Brian has a better revive. The problem with Vanessa now is that you put Samoth in, you gave him the same leader skill, you gave him a better first skill, right? You gave him a better second skill. You gave him a better third skill. And the same leader skill. Because Vanessa, if... The thing is, if you have Samoth and Vanessa, you don't use Vanessa. Vanessa it goes into storage. Because all you need her for is the speed leader skill. And yes, I use Vanessa every day. I use her for her leader skill. I sometimes revive. The defense break is nice. Sometimes our revive is nice. But Vanessa is for the arena leader skill. And as soon as you get Samoth, you don't need Vanessa anymore. Because what are you going to use her for? A reviver? No, she's a crap reviver. She's not a good reviver. She's good for her arena leader skill. And side by side, first skill not as good as Samoth. Second skill not as good as Samoth. Third skill not as good as Samoth. You stuck a monster that's better in every single way. And then you're like, this is balanced. Here's another monster. So I mean, I know 3 of these monsters I have, guys. I'm not trying to just say that we should buff all the monsters that I have. Because I said, Shihao I don't think needs a buff. I don't think he needs a buff at all. I know you guys are going to disagree with me. I don't think Shihao's bad. I use him every day, guys. He's not for everything. He's not for everything. You cannot use Shihao in arena defense. Awful arena defense monster. I would not do, or guild battle defense. He's for offense. Shihao's just for arena offense, guild battle offense. We did a video, Shihao and Ordella doing Giant Speed 10. Easy, like 2 minutes, right? 2 minutes. They didn't really have a problem with it. So you can't say like two monsters together doing Giant Speed 10 and like, oh, they're weak, they're underpowered, they need a buff. That's really not on the needing a buff thing, right? So Vanessa, on the other hand, I would agree with Vanessa needing a buff. I think Brandi, if she just had a different leader skill, then that would be like. The 2 fire single target damage dealers, if they had speed leaders, then they would be more viable. Because that's one of the reasons that makes Ciara so good is her speed leader. But these are just, there's better versions of, really, this sort of promise? You usually don't build her for an attacker. You could build her for an attacker, but man, she wants to be built 2 different ways, because she's a reviver, so you build her with a lot of tankiness, but she's an attacker, so you build her with attack. Like, I don't know why. She needs something. Right? I wouldn't have agreed before. I would not have agreed before if you asked me a year ago, I'd have been like, no, she's got a great leader skill. Even if her other skills are weak, her leader skill makes up for it. It's kind of balanced in that way, because you kind of sacrifice a slot of not having like some crazy awesome other monster because you want her leader skill for the first turn advantage. You make some sacrifices, but now it's, if you have Samoth, there's no reason you need Vanessa for anything at all. She's a crap reviver. She's got first and second skills are not. She's just, every single skill by itself is not as good as Samoth, and then her entire package together is also not as good as Samoth. If you have both of them, you don't need Vanessa. So there definitely needs to be something. 3 monsters though, but the question is now, do you buff the other monsters? Do you keep it broken? Or do you nerf Samoth? Those are the 3 options. You buff those monsters, you nerf Samoth, or you keep it broken. Count to us. I guess we'll see what they do. Should be exciting to see. Is exciting the right word? Should be exciting or disappointing to see what they do. Alright guys, again, let me end this by saying this was not my list. It is not my list. I'm just giving you guys my opinions on your list. You guys made the list, okay? So I'm just going by the list that you guys made. But I see what you're saying. You're like, single target damage dealers, not really too useful, because they want to go for one. They want to be good for one thing. They want to also be good for another thing. They don't really work together. Some of the NAT 4s are even better than them. So, or make more sense. You know, it's another. It's the Shannon conundrum. It's the water. Sharon. Sorry, the Sharon conundrum. It's like a defense. She's like, I scale based on defense, but I also not you. I also scale based on attack. Hi, I'm an attack monster. Yay, I have low base defense. How about I make a scale according to my defense? It's like, what do we do with you, Sharon? What do we do with you? Oh my god. But yeah, those are my thoughts. I understand where you guys are coming from though. You want AoE monsters. You want AoEs. hate the fixed skills. Or you want monsters that are like, man, if we're gonna use it for a single target, may as well go all or nothing. Go all or nothing, where the whole monster skills go together into one cohesive, focused spot and say, yes, this is what I'm here for. I'm here for guild battles. I'm here for arena offense. I'm here for arena defense. I'm here for Rift of Worlds. Whatever. Make everything fit for something specifically, instead of like one thing for this, but the other thing for this, but the other thing for this, and then this thing for that thing up there. I don't know, guys. But that's my thoughts on it. Oh, 30 minutes! Goddamn, Joe Bagel, you talk so damn much! Please! Alright, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your comments and the thoughts below. It's okay to disagree with me. You can disagree with me. You can be like, no, I think Vanessa's good. Shihao needs a buff, though. That's fine. You guys disagree with me. I'm sure you guys have your reasons. Or either that, or you're just like, F you, Zaros needs a buff. Zaros needs a buff. Come to us, buff Zaros. Hashtag come to us, buff Zaros 2017. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you as always in the next one. Your bitches.